Is your magic meter running low? Well, we've got a cure for you. Welcome to Disney Coast to Coast.
Hey folks, and welcome to Disney Coast to Coast, the ultimate unofficial Disney fan podcast. I'm Jeff DePaoli.
And I'm Patrick Dougal.
And I've just got to say, every week, I love recording this show, but today, I'm super excited. There is so much awesome stuff happening in the parks. I mean, it's
and
crazy.
some controversial.
And some controversial, which is really exciting. But before we go there, I just want to give a shout out to one of our listeners, Rob Salmons. You're amazing because we have noticed in this past week you have followed us on Twitter, you have followed us on Instagram, you have subscribed on YouTube, perhaps you're even subscribed on iTunes, I'm not sure, I didn't check there, but you're amazing. You're like an ultimate DCTC listener.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, and we love that, and we hope that you continue to listen and tell your friends about it. And if you're listening right now and you're not Rob Salmons and you're not following us and all that stuff, what are you waiting for?
Hello
is right.
Get on it.
So thank you, Rob Salmons. You're amazing. So from there, I just want to let's jump right into Frozen of the Week because there is so much.
This is like Frozen of like...
Frankly, if we wanted, this entire episode could be Frozen.
Which is crazy.
Yes. Any theme song for Frozen of the Week this week?
There's a lot of news to talk about.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like, I got words to it now.
Yeah, we got lyrics now. Excellent. Okay, Frozen of the Week. Let's just do it. What do you want to start with?
Let's just head over to
the big news.
The Walt Disney World news.
Yeah.
A lot of things were announced this week in terms of Frozen. Let's start some of the small things. During Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, we're going to be seeing Anna, Elsa, Kristoff, and Olaf in the parade, which I counted on.
Yeah. Kind of a given.
It's a given.
Although, now that's one of those parades, if it's like our Christmas parade, really doesn't change much from year to year. As far as float's concerned, of course, there are little changes. So they'll probably be taking over a float that already exists, would be my guess. Or do you think they'll build them a whole new float?
They may take over a float. I know the one Kristoff uses in the Frozen Summer Fun at Hollywood Studios was actually the Chip and Dale one they used for Christmas.
Okay.
So
maybe.
We'll see what happens.
Chip and Dale might be getting the boot.
I don't know. But I like their float because they always had like white confetti and that they throw at each other and then they throw at the crowd and stuff. But you can tell that during the Christmas parade taping as well, there's going to be a huge influence of Frozen.
Of course.
Duh.
Yeah, of course.
Also, we have, every year during the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, and right before dusk on a normal day, we'll have Cinderella's Christmas Wish, which, Cinderella would wish that the castle would look like her glass slipper, and then so the fairy godmother lights up the castle.
Was that the wish?
Yeah,
that it would look like her glass slipper? That's kind of funny.
So then she puts ice around the castle. Well, that's changing to Elsa. No longer Cinderella. She'll never have her wish now.
Well, it was the fairy godmother, right?
Okay. But it was Cinderella's Christmas wish.
Gotcha.
And now Elsa's going to be helping out with the castle lighting ceremony for Christmas.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Expected also over at Walt Disney World at the Hollywood Studios. So we've already announced that the whole Frozen summer thing had been expanded, but now they're saying the Frozen sing-along celebration is indefinite. I'm assuming it's going into the American Idol?
American Idol.
Okay.
Which is why they closed it so quickly, because originally American Idol wasn't supposed to close till January of 2015. And now it's closed forever.
And now I assume as soon as you exit that theater from the Frozen sing-along, the first thing you'll probably see will be the Frozen sing-along DVD is my guess.
Oh, yeah, probably.
And then they're moving the Wandering Oaken's store. I believe it's mostly a store, right?
Yeah.
Over closer to that, getting rid of the ice skating portion of it. But yeah, so Hollywood Studios now has, like, as of right now, a permanent Frozen fixture there. So that's a lot of stuff. But
the big news
as far as Walt Disney World Frozen is concerned.
Yes.
Drum roll, please.
This has been long rumored for ever now since Frozen first came out.
Yeah.
Obviously, when Frozen first came out, there was no meet and greets for Anna and Elsa in Magic Kingdom. The only way to meet them were at Epcot in the Norway Pavilion. Since then, they moved them to Magic Kingdom. now they're moving them back. They'll still be at Magic Kingdom, but you can also meet Anna and Elsa. There's going to be another permanent meet and greet at Epcot in the Norway Pavilion. And also, Maelstrom has been confirmed to be going away for a Frozen ride.
Okay, here's the thing. Number one, I can't believe how controversial this has become, and we'll get into that in a second, but I'm really surprised just reading people's tweets. I mean, it went crazy on Twitter about this. In fact, I think there's a new hashtag like Save Maelstrom or something like
It's
that.
not going to happen.
No way is it going to happen. But I was surprised by people's reactions by it. But you're upset about this.
I have mixed feelings.
Okay.
I love Maelstrom. I think it's a great little Norway attraction.
Well, here's what I was going to say. I remember going to Walt Disney World for so many years and not even knowing about the Maelstrom ride and going, like in the last, 5, 6, 7 years for the first time. I think it's a cool ride. Mm-hmm. I think the ride system is actually quite a bit of fun. I'm just surprised at the passion that people have for this ride. I was really unaware of this.
Well, the funniest thing is at one point when the FastPass Plus first was introduced, and Epcot was the only park that had a scaled system where you could only pick one category from a top attraction, one from a middle, and one from a lower attraction. That Maelstrom was actually in the top attraction with Soarin' and Test Track to get a FastPass for, which I find hilarious. But it's a popular ride.
Time?
Depending on peak days, I've seen it up less than 5, and I've seen it all the way up to about 45 minutes.
Okay. When we were just there,
an average wait time would probably be between 20 and 30 minutes.
I just did not realize that people love that ride so much, and because of that, people's reactions to its closing was very you would think, at least I would think, they say we're getting a new Frozen ride. People would just be like, huzzah,
oh, yeah.
I don't care what is closing in order to make this happen.
I'm sure the general public is loving it. Of course, Frozen fans, Frozen is huge, but for mega hardcore Disney fans, some people are over Frozen, or completely...
Oh, yeah.
completely died out for it, don't want to hear anymore.
In fact, I think this announcement really showed that.
Yeah, and now that they're closing a classic attraction that's been Epcot forever for a Frozen ride, for some people, it's pretty disappointing, and I can see the mixed reasons for that. One of my personal opinion is that while I would love a Frozen ride, but what I think they're gonna do to it is just an overlay to Maelstrom. I don't think there's gonna be anything new to it. However, if there is, I would be happy with that. What I'm hoping is that they change the ride system and update the technology. If they do that, I'll be happy. If it's just an overlay of Maelstrom, I'm going to be disappointed.
What do you mean by update the ride system? You don't like the vehicles?
I think if they're going to make a Frozen ride a property this big, I think they should put more time into it and update it more than a boat ride.
I kind of feel like
I think it's going to be another Little Mermaid, where there's still mixed opinions on how Little Mermaid is just.
Well, it's funny.
Bland.
It's funny that you bring up Little Mermaid, because the thing that I first felt was before Frozen. Let's face it, Frozen is now the second Disney animation renaissance. Before that, it was Little Mermaid. It took over 20 years to get a Little Mermaid ride into the parks. I think it's cool that it's going to be a little over 2 years to get Frozen. I think that that's great. I think that, I don't know, Frozen somehow became a classic overnight. And I think it's great that it's coming in so soon. I actually like the boat ride system that they have in there. I love the part where you'll go backwards and then the track moves so that you're going forward again. I think that's cool. My assumption is that the vehicles will obviously get a new design, but my assumption is that track's going to stay the same. The rest will be completely gutted, I would assume, and put brand new everything. My assumption and hope is that the only thing that would stay is the track. But you're saying you would even like a brand new track system. You don't want that. Do you want it to be a water ride?
Either or. I think what I would picture a Frozen, a good Frozen ride in terms of if I was an Imagineering, would to be take on a sled as a GPS the trackless system.
Yeah, the magnetics. Yeah, that'd be great.
But I don't see that.
My guess is it's going into the Maelstrom space because not only Norway, it makes sense, but also I think that the track system that they have would work for Frozen. I don't know. We'll see in 2016. The official last day of Maelstrom,
October
5th. The ride is expected to open in early 2016. So there's and then Anna and Elsa are going to be there. So it's, Frozen's taking over Epcot.
Which is another big point that people are bringing up. The fact that not only is this is kind of the first big Disney ride within World Showcase, and people think it's going to be taking away from what World Showcase is all about.
I can see that. That reminds me of when Disney California Adventure opened. The initial concept was there was going to be no lands, I say in air quotes, like something like Bugs Land would not exist in California Adventure, and Cars Land would not exist because it was much more of a historical and educational experience. And of course, I think the general public tells them, it's like, we don't want that as much as we want your Disney properties. And so, although I appreciate it, at the same time, it's like a reality check type of thing. What do the majority of people want? So, it's interesting. But I think is that all we got to say about that? Shall we move on? I mean, there's so much to say about it, but
yep.
Okay.
We'll see what happens in the future.
Believe it or not, folks, we're not done with Frozen of the Week because there's stuff happening here at Disneyland as well. If you have not heard, at Disney California Adventure, we're getting FrozenLand this winter, which will include meet and greets, it sounds like, with Anna and Elsa and probably others. And so that means we'll have them both at Disneyland and Disney California Adventure. I hope they can work their scheduling out so that they can make it in both places.
They always do.
Yeah, I feel like some magic might get involved there. Also, the Animation Academy, it's going to be mostly, if not all, Frozen characters this winter. They're putting an ice skating rink in stage, I think it's called Stage 17, which is where Who Wants to Be a Millionaire used to be. And they're going to put a show into the whole Muppet Vision 3D space, which you think is probably going to be like what was at the Hollywood Studios, right?
Yeah. I mean, I hope it's something different. That'd be awesome. But in terms of Disney, let's get realistic. It's probably just a copy of the sing-along.
Probably, and that's fine. I mean, we haven't experienced it out here. The weird thing about it is it just seems like more and more Muppet Vision 3D is being taken down for something. So I would like to see Muppet Vision 3D not go away. I would love to see an update for it, but it seems like, to me anyway, it seems like it's going in the direction of the Muppet Vision 3D's days are numbered, at least here at Disney California Adventure. So, West Coasters, have no fear. Frozen is here and coming, and so much more at Disney California Adventure this winter. So, yay!
Let the storm rage on.
Yeah, seriously, forever. We're still not done with Frozen news. Ladies and gentlemen, last week we spoke of the short that they mentioned that's going to be made. We have a little bit of news, I think, that first of all, Patrick and I were debating whether or not it was going to be like a short before a film or a TV special. It's confirmed it is a short before a film, and they said spring 2015, so it sounds like before the live-action Cinderella.
Yeah, that's the only really Disney movie that's going to be coming out in spring 2015.
Which we haven't really seen much for, right?
Besides the Pixar, we have the Pixar coming out, but they've already announced that the short before that is going to be called Lava, about a volcano.
Yeah, so sounds like before Cinderella is when we're getting that short. And one other little Frozen of the Week thing, which to me is actually more controversial than the whole Maelstrom thing. But so over at the Walt Disney Studios in Burbank, California, they have a theater, a screening room, and they invite people to see movies and such. And above this theater, they always have like a giant picture of one of their animated films. And it's been Snow White for quite some time. Well, this past week, it has now officially Frozen. And, Frozen replacing Snow White. That is quite a statement in my book.
I think it's a statement of, listen, this is our most successful movie.
Yeah.
We should probably honor it.
Yeah, I get that, but and maybe I'm wrong. I don't know the history of this marquee. I know, I've gone there quite a few times, and it's been Snow White for some time. But to me, Frozen and Mermaid are so one and the same as far as their success rate is concerned. I don't know if when Mermaid came out, if it was the most successful animated film of the time. I'm not really sure. But as far as like reinventing Walt Disney Animation, it did just that. So I don't know. It's just such a statement to me for them to do that. So it's interesting. In any case, that happened. But moving on from there, that's it for Frozen of the Week, right?
I think so.
Is there a closing theme song for?
That was half of our episode.
That's half of our episode. This is the end of Frozen of the Week. Okay.
Till next week.
Till next week, right? Where we'll have another 20 hours of info. Let's fly across the ocean to Hong Kong, where a parade premiered. A pretty fabulous parade called...
Oh my god.
Seriously, called Paint the Night.
This is like Main Street Electrical times like 1,000.
On steroids, yes. Now, I will say that, if you're a frequent listener, you know about Patrick's obsession with Festival of Fantasy. You know about my obsession with Spectro Magic. Now, Patrick, Paint the Night or Festival of Fantasy?
Paint the Night.
Paint the Night or Spectro Magic? Paint the Night.
Yeah.
Paint the Night. Incredible.
I do wish, my only complaint is I do wish it was longer.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the whole parade on YouTube in like about 12 minutes.
Yeah.
However, those 12 minutes are amazing.
Yeah, okay, let's just say, first of all, the musical score has so many little throwbacks to Main Street Electrical Parade.
I love it.
It's kind of cool. Even me, who like, it's so, by the end of the Electrical Parade, I'm so sick of that song. Even I loved the little notes of Electrical Parade floating in and out of there. I thought that was an awesome little tribute. It starts with a flying Tinkerbell.
Yeah.
Can we just start with that? It starts with a flying Tinkerbell float.
She's flying.
It's pretty amazing. There's a mechanical arm.
What?
Yeah.
There's not.
If you've ever seen the Broadway musical Wicked, it's done very Defying Gravity-like. But it's such a cool way to start the parade. And I saw it and I was like, why hasn't this been done before?
Yeah.
This is a given. Like, what are we thinking? So that was awesome. What were some of your favorite moments from it?
The Little Mermaid float and the Beauty and the Beast float.
Belle's dress.
Belle is sitting on this, like, giant version of her dress where it's, like, half of her body you actually see and half of it's a stagnant LED lit dress. And in the background is, like, silhouettes of, like, her and Beast throughout the movie, like, dancing and stuff, which is amazing. And then in the Little Mermaid one, they have a giant Triton.
Yeah.
And Little Mermaid is under it. She's actually live mic'd, which is cool.
It was, there's some really, really nice looks. It's a mix of Disney Animation and Pixar, which I feel like you don't, that's not
I could have done without the Cars section, but it was still pretty cool.
I actually thought it was kind of cool having like a giant 18-wheeler an LED 18-wheeler going down the street. I thought it was pretty awesome. Now, maybe it's just the video I saw. I'm not sure, but in the video that I watched, there was a portion that, like, they stopped for a while.
Yeah.
Is there a street party?
That was opening night. No,
okay.
I think it just was slow.
Okay, so there was a problem. I wasn't sure if there was, like, some problem or if it was, like, a street party type of thing where they stop and do a performance.
No.
Okay, it was, Belle's dress, Sorcerer Mickey was awesome, but there are rumors when it comes to this parade. Patrick, do you want to discuss these rumors?
Yes, there's rumors that obviously next year is Disneyland's 60th anniversary, and we're supposed to be getting a lot of things new out here.
Well,
hopefully.
That's the biggest
rumored section. Obviously, they've been doing updates on many of the dark rides, but there's rumored to be a new fireworks show and hopefully a new nighttime parade. And being that this was just debuted over in Hong Kong, there could be a version like it coming to Disneyland soon for the 60th.
And somebody kind of leaked it on Facebook, it sounds like.
Maybe. We heard rumors that,
I don't know if there's a fake post or if it's real, but apparently somebody involved with the show
over at Hong Kong was excited about bringing it over to Anaheim. So it could be coming. Who knows? Maybe something like it. Maybe something with the technology. But I'd be excited if it came out here.
I would be thrilled. I think there's a couple reasons why after watching the parade even, I thought to myself, you know what, I think they are prepping this for Disneyland. Number one, a lot of the show in English. And I know that they go back and forth from English to Japanese or Chinese or wherever the parade is. But I was watching and I was like, okay, this show starts in English and there's a ton of English throughout the parade. Clue number one. Clue number two, where was Stitch? If this was a parade created for Hong Kong, I feel like Stitch would be all over the place.
I think Stitch is more Tokyo, but...
Okay, maybe. But that did cross my mind. I'm like, I feel like if this was created for,
That's racist.
It's not racist. It's research. It's the most popular character overseas.
Yeah, I think more so Tokyo, though.
Okay. Well, I think it's coming here. I've heard rumors from cast members that something's coming. There were rumors that the Main Street Electrical Parade was coming back. I was like, we don't need that. We need something new. Because the fact is, it is the 60th anniversary. That's a giant anniversary. There are no new rides. There are no new real shows that have been announced. There's a lot of, they're cleaning up the park. They're fixing a lot of stuff. They're updating a lot of things. But there's nothing like brand spanking new. Yeah. And for this parade to come here, I think that would be amazing.
Yeah, and I think Walt Disney World is going to be keeping electrical for a little while longer, so I don't see it coming over here.
They can have it. Well, we had it here for a while, even that updated version. I think we had the updated version first, then it went back to Florida. But, yeah, so it's pretty exciting. If you haven't seen it, check it out on YouTube, Paint the Night. It's awesome. And is that what we have to say about that anymore?
I want to see it.
Well, you did on YouTube.
I want to see it live.
Okay, well, it'll be here really soon. It sounds like. So, awesome. Also overseas in Tokyo, they've updated their Jungle Cruise, the Jungle Cruise Wildlife Expeditions. They have some pretty cool updates, which is an attraction that's such a staple at Disney parks that you kind of need some updating every once in a while.
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
I did. It's pretty similar to kind of some of the updates they did on Mara and Indiana Jones, where they used some of that
projection mapping.
Yeah, projection mapping. I'd love to see that come over here.
Yeah, it was 1 billion times better than the Jingle Cruise.
Yeah, oh god.
They kind of, I think most of it is more of a nighttime update because there's a lot of cool lighting effects, some cool projection effects.
I think that if they do it in the tunnel.
In the tunnel, I'm sure it happens all day.
Yeah, it'll work.
One of the things I loved was the new musical score to it.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, and Jungle Cruise doesn't have a music score. I mean, maybe some drums beating here and there, but they actually had some Lion King, Circle of Life stuff playing, and brand new movie or attraction scoring. Sounded like a movie score. So that was kind of cool. I always love good music. So
it's so interesting to see how many new rides are integrating this projection technology.
Well, you know what? Here's what I've always felt about projection is it's cheaper. I think than even if you think of live theater where they used to paint backdrops, that's manual labor. That's super intense. I'm not saying this projection stuff is somebody sits at a computer and does it in 10 minutes. Obviously, it takes time, but I feel like the ability to change it is much faster.
Oh, yeah. And if done really well, it's really awesome.
Yeah.
As shown by the Celebrate the Magic show that's been running in front of Wishes for a couple of years now.
Yeah, I've been saying that projection was going to take over for a while. I just feel like it's a cheaper choice.
And of course, not whole rides have to be projection. But
I wouldn't be surprised if it heads in that direction.
Yeah, it might. But the integration of the animatronics and projection, hopefully, maybe we'll see some of that in Frozen. Yeah,
I think the best place to see that now is the American Adventure at Epcot, where they have those projected backdrops and they have the animatronics moving with them perfectly synced. And I remember, and that's been around for a while.
Oh, yeah.
But it's beautifully, beautifully done. But yeah, so Tokyo got a cool Jungle Cruise update. I would love to see that come here. We need an update. I definitely think we need an update. I will say, even in a different language, it seems as though the Jungle Cruise is as cheesy there as it is here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why we love it.
Absolutely. So let's move on to a little thing that like took over the world this past, I don't even know what day of the week it was. It was the 9th, September 9th.
Last week.
Yeah, last week at some point. The iPhone, of course, everybody was paying very close attention to, but I mentioned this because of the Iwatch, which was announced, which has some interesting little Disney overlays to it. Now, we're all very familiar with the classic Disney watch with the little Mickey Mouse with his arms moving. Mm-hmm. Guess what? There's a digital option on the Iwatch.
What?
Is Bob Iger on that staff of a Mac or something? Is he part of the board? I think so. Anywho, so that's happening, but also Apple Pay. Have you heard about this?
Yes. Very similar to my MagicBands. I think Disney and one other company is integrating it first. But it's very similar to like the Touch and Go Pay with MagicBands, except you're going to be tapping essentially your iPhone.
Yeah. And it's going to be working in Disney stores and at Walt Disney World by this Christmas. And it's definitely the thing that, first of all, I don't personally think these iWatches are going to take off, because the one thing that when I was reading about them that bothered me was I thought initially it was like going to replace your iPhone, but from what I'm understanding, your iPhone needs to like be nearby in order for your iWatch to work. And it's like a $350 watch. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no thank you.
Yeah.
No thank you. I have zero interest in it. But in any case, it has the Mickey face, it has the Apple Pay, it's just the real-life MagicBand is what it's coming down to.
Yeah, that's essentially what it is. And I can see how they can integrate this into Disney so easily, because they already have the technology for it.
Wouldn't it be great if the iWatch became your MagicBand for real life, where like you could make fast pass reservations for like lines at stores so you don't have to wait to check out? And
yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
That'd be amazing.
Maybe your iWatch can become your MagicBand.
I think that, yes. I think that's going to happen, and I'm surprised that if they had known about this technology, that they didn't just like scrap the whole MagicBand thing and say, "Hey, we got this new technology coming out. We'll just use this." But yeah, it's a MagicBand.
Yeah.
So.
Speaking of MagicBands, I do want to talk about something really interesting because I just thought of it. But I'm surprised. Well, not surprised, but I think what's very interesting is all these new limited versions of MagicBands that you can buy for specific events. Mm-hmm. Obviously, they just came out with one for Mickey's Not So Scary over in Walt Disney World, where you can buy a limited edition MagicBand with a Mickey's Not So Scary design on it for that year. I wonder if they're going to change it for that year. But they also just released that through if you buy a VIP package for food and wine in Epcot, they have another food and wine version of a MagicBand. So I don't know if MagicBands are becoming like a collect them all type of thing.
Well, it definitely is.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, we were in Disneyland recently, and I mentioned to you, I feel like I'm seeing less and less pin trading happening. Mm-hmm. And this MagicBand thing might become I feel like they're trying to make it the new pin trading. Yeah. I don't think it's going to
It's expensive pin trading.
How much is the MagicBand?
Usually, for these limited time special ones, I think they're running $29.99. Yeah, almost $30.
It's very interesting to me that they're even still creating them, considering that MagicBand hasn't taken off the way that they wanted.
Yeah.
I don't know. What are you gonna do with all those? Like, I don't know.
I tried when I was over there. I tried collecting all the colors. I think I got.
But there were 4 colors.
No,
right?
There's like 7.
Okay, there's 7 now.
I have 5.
Okay,
so I need like 2 or 3 more.
Well, it's very interesting. So yeah, MagicBands aren't going away, folks. But anyway, we're running out of time. So we better get to trivia.
Trivia.
You want to hit me, or you?
Yes, it's Halloween.
Halloween time
in the parks. Specifically over at Walt Disney World. Mm-hmm. I recently showed you the Boo to You parade.
Yes.
On YouTube.
Yes. Because you love it.
I love Boo to You. God, it's so good. Anyway,
Boo to You or Festival of Fantasy?
See, it depends what mood I'm in. If I'm in a Halloween mood, definitely Boo to You.
Okay.
If I'm in a just classic Disney mood, it's Festival of Fantasy.
Okay.
But,
does Paint the Night trump them both?
See...
Decisions.
It's all in the mood. But before the Boo to You parade, they have a little pre-entertainment kind of thing.
Okay.
Do you know what that is?
Like a pre-parade type of thing?
Almost. Yeah, they have this one thing.
For some reason, I don't know why, the thing that's jumping into my head is something involving Oogie Boogie. Does he have anything to do with it?
No. Right before the parade, they have a specific character that follows the parade route.
Oh, is it the Headless Horseman?
Yeah.
Cool.
On a horse.
I would figure.
With his head off.
Nice. Headless Horseman. Gotta love it. Well, for you, I have a question. We're talking about Paint the Night, the LED light show. Take a guess how many individual lights are part of Paint the Night.
Ooh.
It's a lot.
I'm sure it's a lot. I wonder if it's more than Main Street Electrical.
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll figure that out.
Maybe that'll be next week's trivia question.
I'm going to say 500,000.
Higher.
700,000.
Did you just look at my notes?
No.
740,000.
Oh, it's so close.
740,000 individual lights make up Paint the Night. That is intense. That's super intense.
Okay, homework for you guys. Research how many are in Main Street Electrical and let us know.
Yeah, I'd be curious.
Because I know there's a lot in Main Street Electrical too.
Yeah. So.
Huh.
Remember when the Main Street Electrical Parade, quote unquote, retired and they sold the individual bulbs? I actually don't remember that either, but I remember reading about it. Yeah, but I did read about it, and that's people are like, oh, the Main Street Electrical Parade's gone forever. It's like, no, they brought it back, so Spectro Magic can still be brought back. Just saying. Just saying.
Those floats are long
Just saying. So are the electrical parade ones.
I think they actually sold pieces of the float.
Did you not just hear what I said?
Okay, it's easier to buy light bulbs than
Don't crush my dreams.
Pieces.
Don't crush my dreams.
Sebastian from Spectro is in Festival Fantasy.
Don't crush my dreams. You can easily replace Sebastian. Anyway, folks, that's going to do it for us this week. As always, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at DisneyCTC. Subscribe to us on YouTube, Disney Coast to Coast, and what else? Oh, so shoot us shoot us an email, DisneyCoastToCoast@gmail.com. Would love to hear from you. Thanks for being a part of this show, and we will talk to you next week. Bye.
See you later.
Thanks for listening to Disney Coast to Coast. Have a magical day.